Hi, good evening, everybody. I'm Danielle Estrada, for those that have not met me. And I've been working on the team within Beechtree, the residents that have been working on the food truck socials that many of you have participated in. So I'm dropping a video message here. It's too much to type to post on Facebook or any place else. So I'm hoping that a lot of you will get an opportunity to hear this update. Do me a favor, wherever I've posted this message, if you get an opportunity to watch this, please drop me a comment below with a hashtag replay, just so that I know that you got an opportunity to check it out, and so that it'll continue to bump the video up so that as many people as possible can see this. So I've been silent for a little bit, but I decided today it was time for me to break my silence. Coordinating the food trucks, I just want to say first and foremost, what a blessing they've been to Beechtree, our residents, our neighbors, our neighboring communities that have helped out, that have participated, that have supported, that have done some of the same things and worked on putting together their own food truck socials. And we've learned from each other and we've shared information. So thank you for that partnership. Thank you to each and every one of the food truck vendors that has come out and supported one of our events. We hope that we've been a blessing to you as a small business, and that you've enjoyed coming out and being a part of the Beechtree community. To all of our residents that have come out, thank you. Thank you for coming out to fellowship, right? To meet your neighbors, to talk to your neighbors, to get some food, to get some amazing different variety of cuisine. That was the whole point, right? In the midst of the pandemic, we'd all been locked down. We'd been inside. We didn't have access to the amenities in our community. So some of us said, you know, what if we got together? Some other communities have done food truck events, and it just came, it came from there, right? It exploded in a positive way. We got outside, we were able to distance, we were able to fellowship and feast, right? Right there in the community. And when you do something that you think is positive, there's always somebody that is going to try to bring about negativity. And that's exactly why I've been silent for the last couple of weeks. A couple of weeks ago, we had somebody sit in the parking lot that was connected to an organization in the county called DPI, which is the Department of Permitting, Inspections, and Enforcement. They sat in the parking lot, and as soon as the food trucks pulled up, they had some connection that they could called them up and had them come out. It was not the health department. There was no health department violation or anything like that. Since we started coordinating the food truck events, our board initially allowed us to have it in the community center, but then they wanted to talk about it for months and months and months on end. And then they didn't talk about it, and they didn't allow us to come in and have a conversation like they promised us they would. And they just said that the county didn't like it. Beechtree was getting a negative name and this was illegal. And let me tell you guys, that is all a lie. That is not true. There are some within the county that don't agree with food trucks, and I won't get into all of the history of that. I've learned so much about food trucks and trying to coordinate this. But the bottom line is our board doesn't support the food trucks, even though they tell us they know that some of us do. They don't support it. The county's confirmed that for me. Our board gave my personal information and stuck the county, you know, on me, and they came after me. But all I did was share our story and, you know, what it was we were doing, what our intent was. Every single person that I've spoken to within the county has been supportive, and it's been a lot of people. A lot of people know who we are. They know what we're trying to do. And DPI, even the inspectors, were very clear that we could quickly and easily get what they wanted, which was yet another set of direction, right? Every time I talked to somebody in the county, there was a different requirement, a different piece of paper. Even though we had approved, it kept changing. And every time they asked us for something different, we did that. And so over the last couple of weeks, I've been working on getting a special event permit for us to continue with the food trucks. I've spoken to fire marshal, health department, everybody. Had everything that we needed lined up, and the last thing that we needed was a letter of authorization from Park and Planning, which I was already given permission to be there. But because of the concert series that was done in the park with thousands of people brought into a community park and advertised for the entire DMV to participate in, and the blow up that the county got for that event. Yes, people called, people complained, and it caused confusion. And because of that, they shut down any and all events that were going to take place at the park. Someone also tried to mix in and confuse what we were doing with the food trucks and link it to the concert series, even though they understand and know it was two completely different things. So what they're asking us to do is, I think they're trying to let the dust settle, let things calm down, and then they want to figure out, how do we move forward? Let me be crystal clear. Some people have said, why won't the board work with us? Why can't we get together? Why are they working against us? Me, Danielle Estrada, that has been, and the rest of the team, Summer, Doreen, that have been helping me, and all of the people behind the scenes that have been helping me, right? I'm willing, still willing to have a conversation with our board, but we got to stop the, we got to stop the untruths, right? If whatever you're, if you're going to be a board member, you've got to be able to act with unbiased, right? With unbiased opinions, right? It's not about you. It's not about just your personal opinion. It's about the voice of the community. And we need to get the voice of the community. Beechtree, if you guys don't want food trucks, tell us, right? But what we need our board to do, what we need the right board members to do, is invest in a platform that will allow us to get the voice of the community. Right now, we don't have that. Right now, we have a couple of people with their opinions and thought we needed high-end events and we needed this concert series and that it would be good. Even though many people were flooding them with, why are we doing this? Please stop doing this. And they didn't listen until it blew up. And until the county said they absolutely are not allowed and will not be permitted to have any events in the park. So if we have them, they got to be at the community center, right? So I wanted to let you all know, behind the scenes, I have been busting my tail to get us back up and running. Unfortunately, I don't know if we're going to be able to do that this summer. It might be in the fall. It might be next spring. But I want you to know the reasons why we've had to stop this. We could be continuing to have the blessing of what we started if our board would cooperate, if our board would sit down and not have a one-sided conversation, not try to go off on their own and try to, show that they're smarter than everyone else and that they know more than everyone else, and give a jaded view that we're doing something illegal or something that the county doesn't agree with. That's just purely not true. I've asked over and over and over for a conversation to demonstrate and show the research that we've done, what we've done, and they haven't honored it. They haven't honored it, and that's a disappointment. So I'm being raw, I'm being open, I'm being direct with what I've done. And I get no personal gain out of, you know what? There is personal gain. I get to come outside in my community with my family, and we get to meet our neighbors, we get to have some good food, and we get to go home. That's my benefit, right? But we also get to be a blessing to small businesses. We get to be a blessing to the rest of the folks in this community that have no food anywhere. We'll have board members that will get on other platforms and say they didn't agree with this and they didn't agree with that. But in the meetings, you don't say anything, right? You don't stand up and advocate. You don't stand up and call out the bad behavior, right? So we need people that are going to advocate for what this community wants. And I will fall on my sword. If the majority of the community votes and says they do not want food trucks, and, let me hit that for a second, because I heard some people, our neighbors and some board members, they seem to think that food trucks are beneath them, right? There's a 1980s, 1990s negative view of food trucks. And I even dug into that within the county and why that is, right? Expand your thinking, right? Things have changed. This is 2021. There are brick and mortars. There are, white tablecloth restaurants that have food trucks so that they can get into the community. Top quality cuisine, good food, brick and mortars, they also have food trucks. There are some small businesses that are trying to grow and trying to get their cuisine out there. They're permitted, they have insurance, they're legit. Spreading these lies that, the food trucks don't have permits and things like that. That's just not true. It is just not true. And many people, they like food. They like different types of food. Open up your minds, right? Things have changed. This is not 1980. This is 2021. So with that being said, this has been 10 minutes. I'm going to let you all go. Please, if you support the food trucks, if you want to help, we've got to get in touch with our county officials. We've got to blow up what we're trying to do. There is a food truck board. There will be meetings coming up. I will share those meetings. I'm partnering with the food truck vendors that sit on those boards so that we can do what the rest of the counties are doing. Food trucks and the vendors are going to other counties because PG County is so difficult to work with because of this kind of stuff. So if you want to benefit, if you want to keep this going, drop comments below, voice, your opinion so that we can show that, we can demonstrate it, and we can get this back up and running. So you all be blessed. Thank you so much for the support, the encouragement. Please know that we are working behind the scenes and we're going to get this back up and running. Stay tuned. Have a good one.